Iran's president has pledged to decide resolutely, with protests accelerating across much of the country a week after the death in custody of a woman detained by the morality police. Demonstrations spread to most of Iran's 31 provinces and nearly all urban centers, pitting anti-government demonstrators against regime forces, including the military, and putting the most severe test of the solid state's authority in more than 13 years. President President Raisi on Saturday accused the conspirators of fomenting unrest and promised to put pressure on those who oppose the security and peace of the country. According to Iran, as many as 35 people died in clashes with security forces. Iranian officials say 5 security personnel were also killed as they tried to quell anger surrounding the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. But activists say the death toll is at least 50 and could be higher. The demonstrations evoked images of the anti-government protest that followed the contentious presidential election, known as the Green Revolution of 2009, when citizens most recently faced broadly against security forces. Demonstrators are now burning ambulances because the government uses ambulances to move security forces, not to save people. Protesters are now using different tactics. They move between entire cities, making it difficult for security forces to control all places. Drawing on lessons learned over the past decade in anti-government riots elsewhere in the Middle East, smartphones have been used as organizing tools, with messages and demonstration venues widely distributed despite widespread internet disruptions in the country. They have tactics on how to send their videos outside of Iran despite the internet being cut off, Sabet said. For the first time in Iran, women burn their headscarves with the support of men. A significant number of Iranians have long opposed the reckless social rules and access of state security forces that have enforced one of the region's toughest theocratic states for more than 4 decades. They will continue and perhaps expand the momentum as the protesters continue to protest in the streets and wear out the security forces. In at least one small city in northwest Iran, Ashavi, the regime lost effective control and retreated to the slums. Internet provider Starlink has announced that it will activate its satellite to enable internet access in Iran. Iran does not have enough military force to stop all these protesters. The police say that if this situation continues for more than 2 or 3 days, they cannot take it any longer. Hundreds of expatriate Iranians marched in Paris and other European cities on Saturday to denounce Iran's crackdown on protests following Amini's death following her arrest by the morality police. Protesters gathered in the center of the French capital chanted slogans against Khamenei and urged French President Emmanuel Macron to halt negotiations with Iran.